A court in military-ruled Myanmar has found the deposed leader Aung San Suu Kyi guilty of 5 counts of corruption, wrapping up marathon proceedings that have been condemned in the West as a sham. 77-year-old Ms Suu Kyi was arrested when the military seized power on the 1st of February last year in a coup that ended a decade of tentative democracy and plunged the country into chaos.
Aung San Suu Kyi has been sentenced to a further 7 years in prison for 5 more charges, taking the total number of years she's been sentenced to 33, for a total of 19 charges. Now, these include corruption, breaching the Official Secrets Act and flouting COVID restrictions. The specific charges she's been convicted of today deal with the hiring and maintaining of a helicopter that's been described as having caused a loss to the state.
The U.S. military says the American plane was in international airspace, conducting routine patrols. Look how close the Chinese plane gets, placing itself about 10 feet away and then drifting forward toward the nose of the American plane, forcing it to descend to avoid a crash. What message are the Chinese trying to send us?
The Chinese are demonstrating that they view the Western Pacific as a Chinese lake. They'll continue to expand, and they don't want any interference from anybody else.
For several years, U.S. officials have been warning of increasingly dangerous behavior by China's pilots, saying a major incident is only a matter of time.
The Vatican has announced the death of Pope Benedict XVI at the age of 95. His health had been worsening in recent weeks. Benedict served as head of the Roman Catholic Church for 8 years until 2013, when he became the first pope in 600 years to announce his retirement. He was German by birth and was known for his conservative theological outlook. Vatican spokesman Matteo Bruni said in a statement, "With sorrow, I inform you that the Pope Emeritus Benedict XVI passed away today at 9:34 at his residence in the Vatican."
Social media provocateur and ex-kickboxer Andrew Tate facing legal trouble in Romania. The former reality TV star, along with his brother Tristan and 2 others, were apprehended Thursday in Bucharest on suspicion of human trafficking, rape and forming an organized crime group, according to Reuters. Prosecutors say they found evidence that 6 women were abused, adding that the suspects were exploiting them and forcing them to make pornographic content.
Tensions continue in the Korean Peninsula, and the latest, North Korea has fired 3 ballistic missiles. South Korea's Joint Chiefs of Staff stated that it was fired into the East Sea. The Japan Coast Guards also confirmed the same. This comes a day after South Korea announced that it had successfully conducted a test flight of a solid propellant space launch vehicle. This happens to be the latest among the unprecedented blitz of weapons tests by North Korea. Now, India has suspended production at a pharmaceutical company after its cough syrup was linked to the death of 19 children in Uzbekistan. The cough syrup was manufactured by the Indian drug maker Myanmar Biotech and has killed at least 19 children in Uzbekistan's southeastern city of Samarkand. The Uzbek media reported a 19th victim, a 1-year-old child who died after consuming Myanmar Biotech's Doc-1 Max syrup. Uzbekistan's health ministry earlier said that the syrup contained a toxic substance that's called ethylene glycol and that the syrup was administered in doses higher than the standard dose recommended for children.
Federal police in Ethiopia began to deploy on Thursday to Mekele, the capital of war-torn Tigray province, marking a new stage in a nearly 2-month-old peace deal. War between the federal government and Tigray rebels began in November 2020. Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed sent troops into the northern region after accusing its ruling party, the Tigray People's Liberation Front, TPLF, of attacking army bases.
Almost 7 weeks since 4 students were slain sleeping in their share house, today a major breakthrough.
Detectives arrested 28-year-old Bryan Kohberger in Albrightsville, Pennsylvania.
Arrested on the other side of the country in a pre-dawn raid at his parents' rural home, where the FBI had been watching him for days. Tracing the ownership of a white Hyundai, police are believed to have linked it to Kohberger and cross-matched his DNA to the crime scene. Today they raided his apartment back in Washington state. Police thanking the media for its coverage, saying it led to more than 19,000 tips and 300 interviews.